Can I help you, sir?
Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this.
Now, one thing's for sure. This episode of The Pulse will definitely make you laugh. He's Philly's import all the way from Ghana.
I looked different, I sounded different, so I kind of stood out. I talked a lot about coming from Africa. Even if I did a joke that wasn't funny, they probably had more sympathy for me.
Today on The Pulse, I learned the hard way not to battle a comedian like Michael Blackson.
I'm gonna light you up.
You know how we do every week, but it's exciting this week because we've got actor, comedian, philanthropist, social media star. We've got Michael Blackson, but we've got him here in studio with us in a toned down suit. We're full on chill mode as you came in today. Thank you for coming in.
Man, thanks for having me. Don't he look like the guy that was dating Jada Pinkett in the movie Set It Off, the one that worked at the bank? A little bit. He like the guy from the bank that worked at the bank, and then never mind.
I gotta be doing crimes and
I
whatnot.
gotta do that. It was a grown man with a baby hair I was looking at. I'm sorry.
Is that how we gonna start? The baby hair. I started on your suit. You gonna start it on my hair.
Man. You gonna get it back.
But see, I didn't know that I could wear that. When you came in, all the people here were like, Bill, go upstairs and change. When you're allowed to wear everything that you've ever wanted to wear before, and upstairs management said no, like, when you're here, I can just roll with it. I should have thought about that.
Yeah, you should. I'll bring you a suit next time.
Yeah?
I got you, man.
Then we're going to have you come right back. All right, so we started off joking, but that's kind of become your thing. Like, how did all this?
You know what? When I came to America as a kid, 13, 14 years old, we had nothing. We was very poor. We lived in shelter homes, and we wore, like, clothes that was given to the shelter home to give to kids. So, I went to school and, even my mom bought me new clothes. She would go to the grocery store and buy me shoes. I remember she bought my shoes from a place called Pathmark back in the day. My first couple of years was in Newark, New Jersey. So I remember my mom going buying chicken and buying shoes right next to it. I was wearing chicken flavored sneakers for probably a couple of years.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody ever wore dinner before, but I was wearing dinner. So, when I was able to finally make some money, it all went to clothes. I said, you know what, I'm going to get everything I was never able to get. I'm going to go extra, make sure I'm going to get stuff that nobody else going to wear. So I go to stores where I make sure nobody am around. Will you wear this suit?
Yeah.
But you know where to find it.
That one I'm saying is probably expensive and custom. And
this is made out of like tiger's back, right. The back of a tiger.
Listen, I got a spot over North Philly.
Ain't no North Philly.
I got you. We got suits.
This is not that's
just like that.
That you got on is former Mills. This is totally something different. This suit is not even out yet. This come out in about 5 years.
It's gonna be your clothing line. It's gonna be your brand. You mentioned local connections. Mm-hmm. So you came here.
I moved to Philly summer of '89. As a little boy, summer of '89, I came to Philly, and pretty much Philly became home. My mother had a few friends from Liberia who lived in Philly, and they told her, hey, Philly is a lot less expensive to live. And I remember moving to Philly, summer of '89, lived in a row house in Southwest Philly, right off of Regent Street, which is between King Sesson and Chester Avenue. And we had a whole 3-bedroom for $300 a month. For the first time, I had my own room. It was a good feeling. So Philly became home right away. Believe it or not, Philly was a much better place than Jersey to us because I got to Philly and right away I was able to get a job. I got a job working at Domino's Pizza on South Street. Okay. I started off answering phones and then went to delivering pizzas on a bicycle because I was too young to have a license.
So that's what you did.
That's what I did for my early teenage years. So even after during high school, I did it throughout the whole high school in Philly. Graduated from the same high school Patti LaBelle graduated from. Okay. John Bartram High in Southwest Philly. And then throughout high school, even when I graduated, I stayed at Domino's. And that's when I had a coworker that thought I was funny. He was an acting teacher at the Philadelphia Community College. And he's like, hey, Mike, you funny. Why don't you go to open mic? And I'm like, what's that? He said, it's a stage, just go. Anybody could go on. And then I started going. And this is back like 93.
Were you a star immediately? Like, we've talked to other people who tell the story. Like, we went out there and I went to open mic and I go and the rest was history. And they're like, nah, I got booed off the stage.
With me, I was different. You know, I was still a young African kid, and so I talked a lot about coming from Africa, you know, and I looked different, I sounded different, so I kind of stood out, you know, so it was more, even if I did a joke that wasn't funny, they probably had more sympathy for me.
Okay. Like, give him a chance.
I say give him a chance. You know, so I started writing jokes that kind of went with my sympathyness. You know, my first joke was like, I was really extra skinny. I know I look like a crackhead right now, but I was a lot skinnier. No disrespect to the crackheads out there. I apologize. I'm sure your life is going to get better eventually. But
I'm getting fired. All right, feel good.
But I was really slim. So I remember I would go on stage and be like, my first line was, slim fast really works. And I opened up my arms. That was my first joke. And my second joke was, Africans hated it, but the audience loved it. My second joke was, when I first came from Africa, all my friends tried to make me feel at home. So they didn't feed me for a month. So I got a lot of backlash from my village. But they said, you know what, Mike, just get the money and bring it here and do something with it.
Next on The Pulse, someone was actually crazy enough to try and steal his identity?
Somebody already took my name, and he was being Michael Blackson. He was a funny me. I'm like, who is this guy that's trying to be funny than me?
Using your name?
Using my name and my likeness, speaking like me.